Hello everyone. Welcome to today's lore stream. Thank you everyone for all of that. We have reached a small milestone in the journey that is VTubing. We have gotten to the 100 followers. And I must admit, it is a small milestone. But I never imagined I would be able to get to that milestone. I just didn't think that was something that I would just organically get. So, thank you everyone for joining me on this little journey. You can't stay, KB, that is very sad. Thank you, Turf. It's still... It is still a little bit unreal for me that we've gotten to this point. Why can I not? I'm trying to get like Obsidian to stream. It's not working. Thank you so much, KB. It does mean a lot to me that I was able to get up to this point. It means that I can do this hobby. God is being worshipped. Thank you. Why does this not work, by the way? Huh. Bye bye, KB. What up? Can I not? Can I not stream? Hey C, how are you doing? Yes. What do I know? Now I'm intrigued. You graduated? Oh, fuck yes! Good job! Holy! Good job, C! I am so happy to hear that. You did so well. Good job! That is awesome. Fucking hell, that was quite a torturous education to get. Understandable. Okay, hold up. Okay. At last, the whole day was a celebration, and this evening will be too. That is amazing. You're leaving home in less than 2 hours. Wow. Go and have fun. Go and have fun for that. That sounds amazing. Okay, hold up. Why is this not working? Your entire bloodline pulled up for this shit? Nice. Ah! There we go. Oh no. Welcome to the vault. We are burying a near empty vault today. I'm saying near empty because after all, we are going to fill this vault with information today. The schizo board. Yes, it is. It is the schizo board. Literally 1984. We have a near empty vault at our hands today. Our goal is to fill it with ideas. I must admit, I'm doing this partially because I'm not gonna say that I'm not a creative person, because I know I am. But I'm not as creative as people might think. I take a lot of inspiration from other things, obviously, my name is, after all, Neptune Aurora. I'm taking inspiration from the god of the sea. Oh, the Minecraft music is playing right now. But this is going to be the board for everything. Yes, for everything. And I am very, very nervous for this. Every artist takes inspiration, nothing is ever created or transformed. Honestly, it's nice to think like that. It sounds reassuring, very reassuring. Saying that, yeah, I know that you're an artist. That's why it's so reassuring to hear from you specifically. I started VTubing. It's very spontaneous. I just thought to myself that maybe I could become like those idols I watched all these years ago. Like the YouTubers that I watched growing up. And even though it's a small milestone, it is one that means a lot to me. We have created something that is very fulfilling to my life. All pros literally go on work vacations specifically to get better references and inspiration, usually in AAA companies. That is actually very reassuring, honestly, to hear. But I just want to say, even though I'm doing this as a hobby, even though I haven't been monetized yet, I haven't done much extra work outside of the actual stream, outside of planning the streams. I want to do better as a VTuber. I want to do better as a streamer in the future. I want to meet more people and stream with them. Have fun adventures. Commission artists to get like an amazing footprint in some people's lives. I started this spontaneously, and I developed a love for this after not even a year. And it's been fulfilling me. So much. By streaming, I have finished more games since last year, starting with the streams, than I've ever finished in my entire life before. Is this for real right now, God of War? No, I don't wanna, I wanna skip this one. Is there more? Do I have more cozy vibes in here? Hmm. I'm still trying to find like a good playlist for all of this, by the way, everyone, so maybe this one helps. Let's clear the queue for a second. Let's okay, I don't know. Uh Not really. Right now I want to try to do this for a while on my own. Later maybe, yeah. I wanna I don't know, I'm just a little bit nervous about starting this vault inside of Obsidian. I think it's understandable why I'm a bit nervous about this. But yeah. This is Obsidian. It is my note-taking app. I use this for D&D, cosplays, and university as well. Even though I haven't written anything down in the cosplay section yet, I wanted to do that at some point. I never started on that with that. But this is I like this as a note-taking app because you can make like look, hold up, let me show this. You can make links between things. Did I do wrong? Is this not how you made the link? Oh yeah, add the link. Ah! Whoops. Add the link to this. And now we have a line connecting these two. We click on it, we go back, go to the next one. And you can move this around a little bit, and it's just funny to have this as a note-taking app because you have like your little universe up here. That you can just move around. And if something connects to something else, you see it immediately when you hover over it. All you gotta do is just start typing whatever comes to mind. A brainstorm was always a good starting point. No stress. Just plain brain vomit that you reorganize after. Exactly. And this helps me a bit with organizing. It's just starting a brainstorm is the more difficult path. Oh, whoops. What did I do here? Oh no. No, where is my... No, Stitch needs its graph view. Open graph view. I like graph view. I like a graph view. No, I want this. Hello. I wanted to... Oh no. What did I do? Oh no. I did something. Oh no. Don't think it's hard only if your brain is online, sir. I know. Turning it off is a bit difficult. Okay, how do I... Oh no, my chat window is in the way. Hold up. I might have to move. Whoops. Okay. Hold up. I have to move my chat window somewhere else. Okay, now I can actually see stuff. Open the graph view. Split right? Aha! This is where I want to do it. This is how I do this. Okay, perfect. So. I pressed the wrong button. I am... Let's just start writing stuff down. I don't have to fill in the void today with talking like I usually do, because we have the video game OST music in the background. So yeah, I can just start typing. And if I have something to say about the ideas, I will. Hey Ark, how you doing? Ark, you are follower number 100. I will not forget that. It is very... That was very fun on Thursday. Oh yeah. I'm also just writing my about section basically anew. I'm gonna copy paste it later. Oh man. Oh god, there is a bot. Hold up. Let's report the bot. Hold up. I don't think my admins are here yet, so I'm gonna do that real quick. My admins? What am I talking about? My moderator. I'm so nervous today. Oh god. I'm not gonna give you mod. I do it myself. I hope that later on, when I just start writing and writing, it comes out more naturally than right now. Not trusting the evil man? Yeah, obviously not. You're doing fine playing WOT. I'm trying to jump back into my good old good days of playing. Right now, you're losing a lot. Oh. Well, keep on playing. I hope you get back into your old habits. Well, in the game. I was thinking about the godhood aspect of Neptune Aurora. Is it some writing you let your thoughts write the story and then polish it a bit? I hope I can do that as well. That's why I'm making this note thing. I thought about the godhood aspect of my VTuber. And I realized I'm not trying to portray myself as a strong god. I think what would be a little bit better to the god aspect of my VTuber is to say that I am a fragment of the original Neptune. A fragment forgotten about and weak compared to most, if not all, gods. Only the non-evil parts of that generally evil dude. Honestly, it is part of me, because Neptune or Poseidon, as the original god, was like very evil in the end. Like, all the gods were. I don't think that they were evil, to say the least. I think they did evil acts towards humankind. But because they were gods, they just couldn't understand the values of humanity. It is not possible for them to understand the values of humanity. They were strong from the beginning, immortal from the beginning. How would they ever understand the troubles of just a mortal being? Also, the music might be a little bit too low, but I'm turning it on a little bit higher. Do you not care for small animals? I do. I do a lot. But I don't care for an ant as I would care for a friend. I don't care for an ant as I would care for a hamster. I'm not saying that the gods won't care. Because, no, they do care. They just don't have the same values. You're a Norse mythology guy, you don't know much about Greek mythology. Fair. In Greek mythology, the gods were never like omnipotent or all-knowing. They were just ridiculously strong entities. Revered to be part of nature. And what they did to humans was never good. Or rarely good. I can't say never because the gods also did good things for humans. That's very rarely the case. Some of the gods actually took humans as lovers and treated them well. But that just doesn't happen usually. Humans were more of like inferior beings to them, as much as an ant would be to us. We can't understand the values of an ant apart from its will to live. Would you marry an ant? No. But there's people who would care for a colony of ants. There's people who would be devastated when stepping on an ant. There's people who would care for an anthill. I'm not saying that. I don't know. I don't know about that. I wouldn't. I don't think that there is a human being that cares so much for one single ant. But it could be. It's not impossible. Maybe. Just maybe you had like a colony of ants in a terrarium, or you find one ant in your terrarium and you start caring for it. Things like that can happen. Like I said, it usually doesn't. But it did. And I'm just trying to make to show an example of how the gods were towards humans. They interacted with them a lot. I don't think that in Norse mythology the gods interacted a lot with humans. But the ones in Greek mythology did. Oh, no, they were pricks. I didn't say that they weren't. I'm saying that they're very much pricks. They're very much disgusting entities when we think about it in human terms. It's obviously our terms. I'm not gonna say that they were not evil. But for them, if we try to see it from their perspective, they would never even think about being evil. They would just think that they have the right to have the power, and it's disgusting. Or they're just so disconnected from interaction with humankind that they don't care about humans. And yeah, like I said, this disconnected from humans. They won't care, they won't do anything about them. And they won't do anything to them. I just think that the Greek gods were pricks, but also they'd meddled in with human lives. They were different to other mythologies in that sense. I think, at least. I don't know that many mythologies, I must admit. I don't know revered beings in other religions a lot. I just know that the pricks from Greek and Roman mythology meddled in with people's lives on a daily basis. Does your lore have to be linked to that mythology? Can't you create a mythology of your own? Like perhaps Neptune comes from the planet because you live there, and that place is actually secretly Atlantis, and you're the ruler of that forgotten kingdom. There are always two sides to a coin, and it's on us to find the middle ground between those two. I liked Greek mythology. I always did. I grew up with it. I I want to be linked to that mythology just because I love it so much. Sadly, I'm not passionate enough about anything to have an in-depth lexicon in my mind about what which god did. I'm still learning about all of it, but I like it. It's interesting, and I want to be connected to it. So yes, I need to be linked to that mythology in a bit. But also I am gonna create my own mythology. I just want to be linked to Greek mythology a bit. Why not a demigod? Good idea? But then I'd have to explain the name of Neptune as a demigod and not as part of the actual Neptune. I don't think that if I was not... In my opinion, if someone took... Okay, names have might. Funny enough, I learned... I like that quote the most from Percy Jackson, Names of Power. And I think that that is very true. I called myself Neptune. I'm gonna be connected to Neptune. I am going to be Neptune. But I also like to believe that small things can become great. Maybe I'll not be a fragment of the original... Well, maybe I am a fragment of the original Neptune, but also maybe I'm just a slime. Maybe I can do that. I think this is a good idea. I think it is. This is not how it... Eh. This is not how it's written. Did I don't think I wrote this wrong. 2p? Oh, thank you. But maybe this is a better idea. Maybe the original Neptune broke apart at some point of his life. And maybe one small part of him was picked up by a slime. One part of him blessed a slime. Was just randomly at the beach, trying to hunt for a fish or something like that. Hiding in the water. Concealing itself as if it was a jellyfish. Actually, slimes have... Ooh. Wait. Ah. Slimes have it. It's similar hunting, how do you say? Do slimes even exist, IRL? No. The closest thing to a slime is a jellyfish. Basically... Oh. We can make this like... No, slugs are not as similar to slimes as jellyfish are. Slugs can be can also be more closely related to that, but jellyfish are definitely more closely related to slimes. The evolutionary tree of a slime. A friggin' jellyfish tried to walk. And at some point, it did. Okay, so like, fish grows legs and goes on land. That's how life on Earth was created. Like, life on land that isn't plants happened, right? So what if a jellyfish retracted its tentacles to make it to make its membrane stronger, to be able to adapt on land and live there? Voila! We have the prototype of a slime. Oh. Well, not walking. Slimes don't have legs, but... You're right, though. They do hop around more. Wait, not tree. The evolutionary tail of a slime. They are weirdly enough related to both jellyfish and slime and slugs. Because yes, I do like the slug idea, even more after playing Subnautica 2. Neptune, name of a Greek god. Aurora, a titan or a phenomenon. Slime, a choice of form or possible interpretation of always change. Yes. That is... Okay. The thing is, the two things I actually did decide on, like, from the beginning was Neptune and slime. I just like the idea of being... I just like the idea of slimes. I like them as mythic creatures. They're my favorite mythical creature in the world. They're incredibly cute, they're funny, and blobby. And I love it. Neptune has been my favorite god since I was, like, 3 years old. As that... he was the main god in the stories that I grew up with. Which were not pretty stories in the end. But I grew up with those. Aurora is just... a word, if we're speaking honestly. We will put some more thought into that, though. We'll put more thought into this part of my name as well. But honestly, if we talk about how my name got to be, how my VTuber got to be, Aurora was just a word I liked. I know what an aurora is, like the northern lights. But it was just a word I liked. But yes, slimes as a choice of a form or possible interpretation of always changing is 100% true. It is it is probably the main reason why I like slimes so much. What do you mean not necessarily? That aurora was just a word I liked. It doesn't have a meaning for me. It does not have a meaning yet for me. I like the word. That's why I put it in my name. Aurora Borealis is Aurora Borealis. Aurora itself is the sunrise. Oh, I didn't know that. Say Aurora 3 times in a row, guys. Aurora, 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 Aurora. Oh, but talking about sunrise. One of the main ideas for all of this was change. A change of my form. A change of expression. And a change of life. The change of my form is the slime part. The change of expression is an idea I have for a future avatar, which is depending on my emotions, the eyes of Neptune Aurora change in a way that is not stereotypical. That was like basically one of the main ideas I had when we made the first avatar. Not the first one, the first big one. What the hell? Aurora, goddess of the dawn. Oh, which mythology? Is it actually... That is not Greek mythology though, is it? Is it? Hold up, that is crazy. If that is Greek mythology, I am a fake. A city in north-central Colorado, east of Denver, population... Okay, that is a bit too much information for the city. A natural electrical phenomenon characterized by the appearance of streams of reddish or greenish light in the sky, especially near the northern or southern magnetic pole. Especially, the effect is caused by the interaction of charged particles from the sun with atoms in the upper atmosphere. In northern and southern regions, it is respectively called Aurora Borealis or Northern Lights and Aurora Australis or Southern Lights. I knew 90% of that. I did not know that in southern, at the southern pole, they were called Aurora Australis. Example, grabbed one of the station cameras to capture a photo of the Aurora, fifth dawn. Oh yeah, I know that. It's just that for me, it was just a word. I want the eyes of the small god to change with the sea, with its emotions, as if it was, as if its eyes represent the ocean. How is this? How is that the idea that I had? I had the idea of, as an example, when the god is angry, its eyes become storm clouds. They become a typhoon. Do you know this? Neptune related. All I know about the mythological god, by the way. Oh, hey Donnie! How you doing? What is this? Wait, let me check this. Hold up. Oh, is that how you write it in English? Typhoon. Huh. If he is flustered or in a dreamlike, not he. If they are flustered or in a dreamlike state, their eyes become like the sunset over a calm sea. Eyes. What the status? You're right. Yeah, I know. Not much. I was just talking a lot about how I'm happy to be a VTuber. I did write down some ideas. If you want to read them right now, it's this. I'm more like a... I'm not the original Neptune. I'm not a new incarnation. I'm a part. I'm a fragment of the original Neptune. I'm a fragment that tries to make his wrongs right again. And I'm taking the form of a slime because it's the weakest creature. Something like that, yes. That is a good... I was still thinking what part of the Neptune would be the fragment that I was. That is such a good... That is a good idea, yes. Neptune. A tear he shed. Once. Funny enough. Yeah, gooey. It was a gooey tear in the end. Funny enough. Danny. That also... How are we gonna do this then? Then you need like a reason for the tear though. Yes, I'm still thinking about that one. But that's something for later. Funny enough though, the fragment part, I hate that you and Max were the people who gave me that idea. Because the reason why I was thinking that I'm not the actual incarnation of Neptune was because you guys were idiots yesterday and made stupid jokes. I mean, tear is always better than snot, true. I hate that the actual reason for this idea that I had with the fragment of the original Neptune came to be because this stupid guy, Danny, and my other friend Max made a stupid joke that I don't even want to repeat. Cause I didn't like the joke. I really didn't like the joke. But it gave me such a good idea of just being a fragment instead. I'm not gonna say it. I don't want that. I don't... No. Oh, okay, I'm gonna say it. Dani and Max were saying that they were not sure if they were gonna be on today's lore stream. That is the joke. Yes, that is the joke. Why is my oh wait, you're the mod. Obviously, Ultimate does not correct you. I'm not. But it gave me the idea of being... Hey, Alex. That's not just a commonly known fact. No. I am... Okay, look. That still gave me the idea of being a fragment of Neptune. Of the original Neptune. But I'm thinking, it gave me that idea, and I like the idea, and it's annoying that that is the actual reason why I have the idea. God damn it. Also, this is, by the way, we are making the biology of a slime as well today. The evolutionary tale of a slime is that it was a jellyfish that tried to go on land at some point. Nah. I need a drink. But yes, I'm just randomly writing down ideas I find. Some other ideas I had are the ones that I had when creating my god model. Let me just pull it up. So no, I'm not like a sun-dried jellyfish. Probably a lot of slime, a lot of the predecessors of slimes died that way though. Until evolution thought, yes, we are gonna make slime. Why the hell is this gone? Okay. Until evolution made... No. Shut your... Bit of water and still needs a drink. Yes, because I don't... I'm talking about alcohol. God damn it. They're related to jellyfish. But that's it, they're not actual jellyfish. I need alcohol because of you, Donnie. Shut up. I know, I don't drink alcohol at all. Not alcoholic streamer. God damn. What did I want to pull up right now? I wanted to check something, guys. I forgot. Yes, it is very good that I don't drink. I forgot what I wanted to pull up, though. Drinking stream, never. Never. Either way, also never. I don't smoke either. Ooh. I have an idea. Tea party stream? Sure. A god who doesn't even drink wine? Yeah. No laced tea, though. No. I just... I hate the taste of and smell of alcohol, okay? It's shit. Ah, it's disgusting. Disgusting. But we can make a bit more. Can you guys even see what I'm writing down? Can you guys read that? If not lace is spiked, okay? No, of course not, Donnie. I'm not gonna come over to your pool party if you continue like that. I'm gonna be scared. I am so scared of the next time I'm gonna see Donnie, because he's gonna offer me a drink. If I don't come back from that day, from that pool party, you guys know who is at fault. Find out. Fuck. Ow. 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 My knee. Ow. I hit my knee on my desk. Ow. Ow. Stupid tsundere. Ow. 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 Ah. Ugh. Got the name of the god it is part of, and the title of the trident to help out its... Wait, no. To help carve its mark into history. Hey, yo, what, Turf? What? Also, now we're actually putting together a good lore for the name of Aurora. I'm gonna spearfish a caveman soon, I think. Good that I have a weapon. And good that it's so obvious to see the caveman. Fish you out of the water? I'm not just strong inside of the water. I'm slime after all. I survive every harsh condition. Also, I'm a god. Maybe I should start with that one. Not the slime one. It doesn't have anything to do with Aurora. It's just I like the name. I like the word. I'm calling my trident Aurora now to give the word a meaning. Ha! Ha! You can certainly try, good sir. But to fish me out of the water, you must first get into the water. And that's where you're gonna die. Yippee! Still. I'm clever. Very much caveman assistant. Yes. Also, they are made of acid, which usually means people can't touch them. Oh yeah, shit. Neptune as a god of slimes can regulate his acidity. So that I'm still making Neptune a he, even though they are not a he. Regulate their acidity. Like, the IRL me is he, but the slime god me is the they. What the hell? Why is there Genshin music in this playlist? Nice. Oh, there was Genshin music before that as well. So that they can interact with others. Really. Do you perchance glow in sunlight in different colors? I did not have that yet. Like, to think about. But more because I'm scared of how it will affect my VTuber avatar. Yes, I can control my pH levels. Yes, I can control my pH levels. Iridescent slime. Okay, so, the thing is, I did think about that. But also, I did not want to have, like, a VTuber avatar with 17 million different colors, you know? It would explain the Aurora part. It would partially explain the Aurora part. I'm giving the trident the name of Aurora as well. I like that idea as well. Also, water can break into every color in the end, so, you know. Nah, like a disco ball. Donnie, just imagine 1 second how to make that part of my VTuber model. I was more thinking of a prism, yes. If we're already thinking about that, it's more of a prism. What if only iridescent parts are the accents, like nails, eyes, well, for the eyes, I thought about that, but also the eyes have a different thing that I like. That's the thing you don't have to. Think about the VTuber model part, but I want to incorporate, like, slime ideas into my VTuber model. And right now, the one... well, also... you're right, I don't have to at all. And I think it's more... oh. Wait, I just got an idea. How we can actually, like, use all of these ideas together. VTuber model constantly dripping? Kinda. Yes! First of all, hair. On the god model, it's hair. But, also, I do want to have a more slime-like model in the future as well. But that is a very good idea. Hold up, I gotta... This is very good. This is very good. My model has iridescent parts. Iridescent parts. God damn it, how did I write that? On the God version and the Chibi version, it's going to be the hair that can glow in different lights depending on... that can glow in different colors. God damn it. Depending on the light and the iridescent part of the slime model is gonna be the coarse as many slimes are depicted with a core, I am thinking of either having one big core inside of my slime version or multiple tiny cores or accents inside of my slime. So, oh shit, whoops. So, that means, that the slime is going to have, iridescent accents now. It's not going to be the entire slime. It's not like a disco pokeball. No. The slime itself it's still going to be blue. No, the core is not its eyes, its eyeballs. It has magic sense. In D&D terms, they don't have a core or eyeball. Well, they have sometimes a core, but it's not eyeballs. Technically, slimes don't actually see. Yes, they absorb things for organic and unorganic both. Yes. But also they need nutrition. They are kind of predators. It's very weird for them to hunt. Usually they just sit around and wait for something to enter the vicinity so that they can be like kind of an anglerfish, just scoop up their prey and absorb it. That's how they hunt. Also, iridescent doesn't mean super flashy, especially. It's just the way it reflects light. Yes, yes, yes. That's why I'm making, like... Okay. Okay, so... Slimes in D&D are translucent when they don't move. But they do have a core that is not translucent sometimes. So it's very weird because then there's just a floating ball. They're ambush predators, yes. That was the word I was looking for. They are ambush predators who are translucent when not moving. That is actually something that is in Dungeons and Dragons for slimes. They are a bit more dangerous than in anime. Maybe just don't have any cores, not absolutely necessary. That is true. But also, I like the iridescent part. And, first of all that. Second, the cores also have one use inside of the ambush predator thing. Slimes are very slow. How do they manage to get people to go near them, though? Like an anglerfish has its lamp, the slime has its core. The core is its only actual vital organ. But it's also not translucent. So there is like a tiny ball floating around. People go there, they don't... Like, small animals go there to check it out. Maybe because it looks like food. And then they're dead. Because the slime just picks them up, basically, and starts absorbing them. If it's inside the body, it will reflect light, because the body is translucent. It's not translucent when they move, but it is translucent when they don't. You're beyond the simple slime, you've grown to a much more intelligent organism. Yes. Me, yes, but we're also talking about, like, slimes in general. We're not just talking about me right now. I want my VTuber to make sense also kind of in the biology of a slime. In a very specific sense of, like, hey, this thing was a slime before being a god. So how does it still resemble a slime? It can change its form. It can go translucent. It has a core. Even if that core is more decoration than anything now. And because it's decoration, the core of Neptune is iridescent. Instead of, like, actual, like the lure for the ambush predator stuff. No. Neptune can change their pH. A slime can't. The normal slimes cannot do that. Oh, wait. Wait, you know what? That's actually a good idea. Hold up. Wait. Wait, hold up. Hold up. That will also make more sense to why slimes are weaker. You know why? They have to not become translucent. They have to give up their hiding abilities when they start absorbing stuff. Because their pH is at 7 when they're translucent. But they can't change their colors depending on their acidity, right? So with higher acidity, they become visible again. Because they're like kind of semi-invisible when they're translucent, right? So maybe instead of a core, they can make parts of their bodies more acid or basic. Acid or basic later on. You will feed me lemons. If you try to feed a normal slime lemons, then you will get an actual change. I am still a god. Wait, but you guys gave me... That is... Turf, that is an amazing idea. Hold up. Slimes comes to the level of sea and becomes resumed at like water at pH of 7. But whenever they start absorbing stuff, they have to change their pH levels, which makes them visible again. People have studied the colors of slimes and found out what color goes with which level of acidity. We can actually make a table for that at some point. The core is the engine that makes the body change the pH. And it's also their only actual vital organ. They need something to actually have... They need something to feed, and they also need something to actually hold the slime together. Even if things are translucent because slimes are not flat or empty inside, there is still matter inside. The light won't change, perhaps, but there will be some bending, making objects around look a bit blurry or disturbed. From far away, invisible. Exactly, Ark. That is 100% how D&D slimes work. That is 100% how D&D slimes work. Let me just put food coloring themselves to be blue, by the way. Shut up. I actually do put, like, blue curacao syrup in my Sprite to make it blue. Because it definitely doesn't... It doesn't taste much different, but it definitely tastes better because it's blue. Shut up. Yes. Slimes have a core that they need to attract prey. But it doesn't always work because of the side effect of being translucent makes the background... Wow. Ground behind a slime go a bit blurry if you look through them. A creature with higher levels of intelligence might see through the trick. Which is also why slimes are not that strong after all. They are just a random ambush predator, and it does not have like a 100% catch rate of prey. That sounded like a Pokemon thing. It's not. But are we gonna make like no? Why do they even need sustenance? They just water. Because of their core. Their core is not just water. Their core is their vital organ. It is their singular brain cell. It is the way how they perceive things. It has a little bit of magic inside of it, which they use to perceive. They don't eat that much. They don't need much, but they need some things. They need to generate magic. To me, slimes are underrated. I thought through properly, they can be really dangerous. Yes, if thought through properly, they can be really dangerous. They usually. So, for intelligent beings, they are not dangerous whatsoever. Why? Because usually a slime is not very big. Usually it's very small. B, slimes, if they cannot absorb something completely in one try, their prey escapes. So if you put a hand into a slime, you can still pull out your hand again and maybe get away with a slight burn of acidity on your hand. It takes a little bit for a slime to have higher levels of pH, so you don't get burned immediately. You don't get acid burns immediately. They need a bit of sustenance to generate the magic that they need to hold in the slime around the core and to be able to change their pH levels and to be able to perceive. They have magic sense. Integrate slimes in society as pets. No acid, just watery hugs when touched. Lower pH levels. Well, if you feed them right, they can be pets. Let's add that. Hold up. If you train a slime right, it is just a normal and very useful pet. They have no control over the density. They do have. No, they do. They do have some control over the density. That's what their core is for. Well, hold up. Let's write some things down, guys. It's a little bit too much at the same time. Hold up. Too many ideas. Also, how acidic are we talking? Different kinds of acidity. Like, they can control their pH levels. Kind of. Their core allows them to change their pH levels. If the level isn't 7, they start gaining color, which makes them less translucent. They need nutrition to hold themselves in a form, usually a ball, as it is the most efficient form for them to have. they need it to be able to use magic sense to see, and they need it for to make the pH level transition work, or to repair their core if it gets damaged. But yeah, but like, do they go to near 1, or are they capped at like 3 or something? Not sure yet. How do they react to temperature? Not sure yet. Hello, official happiness. I am very happy that you're here because you're the only other slime in this call, in this chat right now. We are doing slime biology right now. So we're figuring out how slimes work. Okay. Another victim? Yes. Let's say that a slime's acidity and basic acidity, I don't know which kind of slimes. The kind of like the normal slimes with cores, they're more like D&D slimes. The slime that my VTuber evolved out of into a god, basically. Right now we're just making a general slime thing. There are subspecies of slimes. They're very different. Every single subspecies of slime is different, but just general ground rules that other slimes might not follow. So let's just hold up. I have an idea. This is for the general slime. Slime. You know nothing about core slimes? What kind of slime are you exactly? You know what? We're gonna write that down later. Because right now we're still working on the general slime. The core slime. Earth slimes. Putting on the term sliming someone, aka killing someone. I don't like that. That is, that term has gotten slimes into a very, very, like, bad reputation. It's not really good for our reputation. We don't like it. Yeah. I didn't want to say that specifically, but yes, it is. It is kind of offensive for slimes. Earth slime. It means getting shot. Same thing though. Yeah, it is still kind of offensive. Hold up. Their acidity level is capped at around 2.5 pH, but it can vary depending on the slimes. New slur unlocked. Don't be happy about that, you ass. As they are water-based creatures, they usually prefer hot areas and humid weather. their membrane is easily passed through, but the liquids inside of the membrane are very dense liquids. What happens if you knife to slime? Nothing. If you don't hit the core, the slime tries to absorb it. If it notices that it can't absorb it, it spits it out. Done. Do they have an outer shell or the uniform? They have a membrane. They have a kinda thin membrane. I'm saying kinda thin because obviously things have to be able to pass through rather easily. But then again, that membrane holds together the slime. Their membrane is one of the things that they have to repair all the time, because it gets penetrated very easily. So surely knife slices membrane? Yes, but because they have a magic core, as long as you don't hit the magic core, the slime does not, like, seep out of it. There is a reason for that. The slime's membrane is the more efficient way of holding in the slime. Okay, hold up. Let's write that down. Their membrane is easily penetrated. But if you slice it, slime, the liquid inside of a slime doesn't just goop out. As long, it's the best choice in this case. As the core is intact, a slime can hold itself together until its membrane regenerates. Unlike its core, the membrane regenerates very, very fast. The core is its main organ after all. Okay, I think we got a lot of things. Temperature. Hold up. Temperature. The core slime reacts temperature in a fun way. It has... You can technically freeze a slime. It goes into a comatose state when at low temperatures. Usually starting at 15 Celsius, at negative 15 Celsius. The slime is more like a jello, or like a gel, or like honey. The membrane is protecting the inside from the outside, and it can be easy to penetrate. It doesn't mean each time it is broken, the slime loses a bit of itself. It was dense enough to keep it inside, but without the membrane, there is no structure. It's more of the last part. The membrane is mostly just so that it is a bit less magic cost efficient. More magic cost efficient. Okay, let me explain this again. The membrane holds everything together, but it is not necessary for a slime to hold itself together. The membrane is just the easiest way for it. It is the most efficient way. A slime's core is what holds everything together in general. The more you go towards the core, the more dense the liquid gets. No, actually no, scratch that. The liquid inside of a slime is very dense. The membrane is so that it can move faster, so it can like bunny hop. And less for protection and more for cost efficiency. If the membrane is broken, the slime has to concentrate on the parts that are broken up to regenerate them and to hold them together. Not to regenerate them, to hold them together. If they have a full membrane that is not broken up, the slime does not have to concentrate to hold itself together because of the membrane. Let's put this as an example of... Let's take a glass. A slime can have the form of the glass without the glass itself. But if there is a glass, the glass holds the form for it. That's not really gonna help my character lore in a meaningful way. I just like slimes and I want to make slime lore as well, because I want to make like my character be in a world of that slimes are in as a normal being, because I'm a god of slimes, so slimes have to exist. If I was a god of cats, I wouldn't have to do this because we all know what a cat is. And I like talking about slimes. Brain isn't what it holds form. It just helps it. And a normal core slime dies at very high temperatures, like around 150 Celsius, as its liquids start cooking and the core breaks apart under the heat. Slimes get eaten, sadly. They are, after all, just an animal in this world. Core slimes are easy to find, easy to catch, easy to cook, sadly. So people can actually eat them. Either way, happiness, are you still here? If you are, gonna have some nep for dinner? No, you're not gonna have specifically me for dinner. The earth slime. The sea slime. I'm gonna make subcategories of slimes as well. The sea slime. The slime that Neptune is the closest to. It behaves like a typical core slime, with the exception of being, with the difference of being exceptional fast swimmers. They can go on land for a while, but dry out easily if there isn't enough humidity, as they actually need to absorb water to generate nutrition for their core. Actually, that's a really good idea. Wait, hold up, that also means this does not have to apply. They still prefer hot areas and humid weather. But they don't have to be water-based. These are more water-based. Okay. Okay. I think we have a lot of lore for slimes in general. For the general core slime and for the sea slime. If happiness comes back, we're gonna make some like earth slime as well. Earth slime lore as well. But right now, let's continue with this. So, as a fragment of the original Neptune, I am a slime that ascended to godhood by... Ooh, let's say we absorbed the tear of Neptune. And got absorbed by a sea slime. A fragment forgotten about and weak compared to most, if not all gods. A god of weak creatures that wants to look down upon. As a creature of the weak creatures that is no, that is that we don't need that one anymore. Not this. But yes, this. After absorbing the tear of Neptune, a small trident with the name of Aurora formed next to the slime. Hashtag not all go. Hashtag not all gods. Hashtag not all gods. That is funny. That is hilarious. Ugh. A small trident with the name of Aurora formed next to the slime. And as it picked up the trident, a small crown appeared on its watery form. For the first time, the slime perceived the world in a different way. Instead of just sensing the magic presence of living beings, it could hear them. It developed a sense that was unfamiliar for slimes. Okay, membrane is just an extension of itself, but there's something that begs the question. It can be cooked and it is common to eat them. The slime then holds a calorie level in proteins. Low calorie, low protein, high water content, low fat, low amount of vitamins, low to no fiber, low amount of carbs, I guess. Ark! You're a psychopath! Are you trying to make a low calorie pudding? Oh my god, they are trying to make a low calorie pudding. You know what? I had to expect this for making extensive slime lore. And honestly, I'm glad that stuff like that actually presents this question. Yes, you're basically making the most healthy pudding in the world. As long as you don't add sugar. The curse of tasting amazing. Yeah. If someone had to ask it, it had to be me. You're not the only one. I'm pretty sure you and Turf would both start a cooking channel on how to cook slimes in a cave. Banger idea, shut up. Okay. So. AP and TF's Delectable Slime Show. Oh, that is fun. That is fun. Oh my god. Okay. To be honest, slime in my description holds no energetic value, meaning that eating them is not for quenching the hunger, but just for the love of the game. Takes space in the stomachs. It's a gym bro meal. Add some protein pop. The thing is, I can't really argue against what you guys are saying, because it's probably true. Like, it works really well with what we have written down up until now. their natural state is pH of 7. So you can't eat them however you want. They're not like acidic or basic in that sense. They probably they probably taste rather bland. But because they are a dense material, you can still make good food out of them, I guess. They're probably not just like a delicacy on their own, though. We started wholesome, now we're going downhill. Hold up. Hate that there are cookbooks out in the world on how to cook slimes. Perfect for candy and jelly. Like goods. Yeah, I assume so. Gotta go food. Enjoy your dinner. See you in a few. Yeah. The cooler gelatin? Probably, yes. Oh god, I'm helping you guys make this even. I should not. This is stupid. But at least we actually got some part of the godhood as well. Being a creature that is that people can have as their pets. And bring a spoon with me next stream, Ned. I am sick tomorrow. I have to take off for 1 day. Yes. Don't bring a spoon tomorrow. That is a bad idea. Please leave me alone. Thank you. Help me, everyone. I have to stream with him tomorrow. Shit. Ugh. We haven't made any progress with Atlantis. If go even further, we may even create a molecular theory and the physics used for its existence. No! You know why? Part of it is magic. So no. The core generates magic. That magic is used to change pH levels. You can't make a molecular theory and the physics for its existence if one of the reasons for its existence is magic. And yes, that also means that slimes are magical creatures. Unlike most animals, they have a residue of magic. Which is kind of rare. Not really, but for now it's rare. I don't know how many other creatures we're gonna have in this world, but in this case, they're magical creatures that you eat. Magic is energy, energy is physics. Oh god. Maybe there is magic theories that involve physics. Atlantis, will it be the island somewhere in the ocean, or a place inside a rainforest, or a lost land, maybe even a continent? It's gonna be underwater. It's gonna be at the ground of the ocean. It's a huge, huge city. It belongs to Poseidon. To Poseidon and Neptune. Like, I don't know which one is the actual incarnation right now. Let's just say Neptune. I said Poseidon on accident. It belongs to Neptune, the original one. But he has shed fragments of his own over the world. I'm one of the fragments with the title of Aurora, being given to me because a small trident formed inside of my hand. Inside of, like, not inside of my hand. Okay, wait, hold up. Revert. A small trident was formed when I ascended godhood. That trident's name was Aurora. That's why I have the title of Aurora and the name of Neptune, because I'm a fragment of Neptune. That is... so basically Neptune Aurora is not just a name, it's also a title. It gives power inside of the city of Atlantis, but because I am a very new god and a very weak one, I don't have much power. Hollow Earth theory, and Atlantis is situated inside a giant sea inside the Hollow Earth. That would be crazy, but no. No, it's not forgotten, and it's not unfindable. It is hidden, but it's not unfindable, and it's not forgotten. It's only hidden because it's underwater, by the way. Humans usually can't see it because of a magic barrier, but people that are invited can go there. Yeah. Does that mean Atlantis is the epicenter of where all the water and its creatures living in it came from? Kind of, yes, because Neptune created life underwater. So, if you want to think about it, yes. It basically is. Let's just call it that. Atlantis is the epicenter of all oceans. Their lives and of all oceans and of all beings living inside of them. It's also a safe haven for those drowned in the depths of the ocean, of the seas. Neptune Aurora tries to help those souls until they can depart on their journey to the underworld. Why is it there? Duty to do that? Because those souls are weak. They have already died. And Mafia mob victims coming in droves to Atlantis after getting cemented. Partially, yes. Those souls are weak. They have already died and need a little guidance. As the people above land couldn't put a gold coin. I am Italian! In their grave. Or Karen. No wonder they got similar names. Wait, honestly, this is a good idea. What did you hide, Nep? Nothing. No cartels whatsoever. But wait, actually, chat, hold up. This is... I really want to know your guys' opinion on that Neptune Aurora as a god for the weak helps guide the souls that can't usually go into the underworld because they're missing the burial rituals that were there at the times of Greek mythology. Like, they're burying rituals where that you had to put like a coin in their mouth so that you could pay Karen to go over the Styx. But obviously that can't work with drowned souls, because you can't recuperate their bodies. And even if he's not a god of the dead or anything, someone has to take care of those souls, and at least guide them to the underworld. That would be a really good, like, duty for a god for the weak. I like this idea a lot. Hold up, that is a nice idea. I like it. I want that. That is a good idea. I think that's a good idea. That's not god of mine. Well, that does not matter to you. You and only strong people in my posse. Well, your problem then. If the Atlantis is on the bottom of the ocean floor, the pressure must be immense, and the temperature must be literally burning, unless there's magic keeping the pressure livable and the temperature cool. Does the temperature have to be this burning? The pressure I know, I didn't remember physically that it has to be hot down there. I know that there's volcanic outbursts at the ocean floor, but not everywhere. It could be pretty cold down there as well, I think. But the pressure, yes, it is immensely high. Which, obviously, gods are not affected by pressure in that sense. Less even gods of water. But you're right about the other beings living in Atlantis, because not all of them are gods. Just a few of them, the ones that live in the palaces and castles. Those are gods. Like a noblesse inside of Atlantis. To be part of the noblesse of Atlantis, you have to be a god. A god of the oceans. But the temperature is a good thing. I don't know how the temperature works on at the bottom of the ocean, actually. Hold up, let's just have something for that though. Neptune created a conduit in ancient times, which is the heart. If there are volcanoes and not compressed, fast-moving molecules that recreate heat. Well, yes, but they're at that pressure, they're not fast-moving anymore. No, you're right, but at that pressure, at that depth, molecules will not move fast. They can't. Because of the density. If they manage to move fast, they create heat much faster. You're completely right about that. But they just if it's about physics, they should not be able to move very fast down there. Obviously, that does not work when it comes to gods, because magic, but magic is bullshit sometimes, so, you know. We are still gonna make lower pressure. That is 100% true. Heart of Atlantis. It's the core of the main palace. That makes Atlantis a place where most creatures of the sea thrive in, disregarding the depths that the city lies in. Yes, it's just BS magic. But it's good to write it down. It's important to write it down. And also, yes, that means that technically, if anything could ever go down to Atlantis and start attacking it, if they destroy the core of Atlantis, the heart of Atlantis, most people will die that live in Atlantis. The ones that survive that are the gods and the dead souls, the souls of the drowned. Because obviously they're already dead, they can't die again. That's good. It is a symbol. If there is there a dome protecting it? Maybe a glacier, a part of Antarctica? Arctica? Huh. A glacier wouldn't make sense in the depths because ice can't generate in such depths. But something similar would be a good idea. Oh, you know what? No, wait. Hold up. Hold up. There is a huge barrier surrounding the palace, which is fueled by Neptune, the original, himself. Once a month, he must use a lot of magical energy to refuel the barrier. He can expand the barrier if necessary, and the barrier can hold for 6 months, but just to be sure, he recharges it every month. There is always a holiday in Atlantis when he finished recharging the barrier. Yes! Atlantis is actually gone, used to be in the Dead Sea. Everything evaporated. Ideas. We're having a lot of ideas. Yes. But yes, I think that the barrier idea is a good idea. And also that we make this a little bit more like a society. Atlantis, after all, is not just a city for the gods and the dead. No, it's a living and thriving society. If every day is every day? What? No. Once a month, you turf! Can't you read? It's once a month. If every day is a holiday, how are things running underground? Human trafficking and slavery ring? No. What? First of all, it wouldn't be human trafficking either way. There is no humans down there. There's mer people, merfolk, but not humans. And also, not every merfolk lives down there. That's just one city. It's just the biggest one. It says there is always a holiday. When he finished recharging the barrier. You little... It's just... Hold a bit. Do this. Oh. Can I add a link? To this in a different way? I guess not. Hashtag not all gods. Okay, I will be right back. I have to go to the toilet. Whoop, I'm back. Hold up. Changing back to the main scene. Does Atlantis, the people and the creatures in it, are aware of what is happening on the ground? Are they somewhat informed, or are they totally isolated, meaning the people of Atlantis could be decades behind any scientific or technological milestones? No! They are very much not isolated. Atlantis is not the only city. It is just the most protected one, and the seat of the gods of the sea. There are many cities around the ocean. We should write that down as well. Hold up. Atlantis is just the capital of the ocean, basically. Atlantis is basically just the capital of the ocean. It's the only one that lies in depths that are unreachable for the usual land dwellers. Oh, capital. Mankind cannot reach it, as an example. It has trade, tourism, and advanced technology, including even a teleporter. For diplomatic visitors. It also has normal electricity, as the achievements of mankind have not been ignored. They made with the help of a certain goddess access to the internet using a kind of wormhole that allows connection between satellites and the ocean. Yes, Neptune has its own satellite. I don't know how to write that word. Satellite in space, so that Atlantis still can't be tracked. But they have internet. It's also the reason how I am able to stream. Okay, I hope that answered the question. Oh, and one of the biggest exports of Atlantis are magical pearls. As craftsmanship and inducing magic are specialties of a hidden society. Well, hidden. It's just hidden from mankind. People can actually visit other merfolk cities, just not Atlantis, because we don't want humans to be able to like explore Atlantis after they have attacked several underwater cities in the past by dropping bombs in the water, and also accidentally attacking cities in the past by causing a lot of oil spills and stuff like that. So there's a lot of reasons why we dislike humans, and we made it so that Atlantis is not accessible for humans. But because there are other societies apart from Atlantis itself that do allow humans to be there, they kind of know about our existence, but they don't know that where we are. They know that we are, they don't know where we are. Okay. Oh, that's a good amount of floor, actually. Ah, right, I wanted to write something about Trident. The symbol of noblesse inside of Atlantis. As it is the symbol of being a fragment of Neptune. In my hands. In the slime's hands. Ooh, idea. The gods have chosen a human-like appearance generally because most intelligent creatures with societies need are human-like, at least on this planet. And most gods inhabit this planet. Electricity underwater, really good isolation. Water's a really good conductor. No unprotected wire without waterproof isolation, or there could be a jump spark destroying everything and practically electrocuting anyone in the range. And as that says, dry air pockets used only for plug-in, plug-out components or anything computing components, anything that is not sealed to be waterproof. Electricity works very well actually down there, but for one specific reason. Atlantis uses magically induced material as a conductor. Whenever something gets damaged, a kind of a magic barrier activates around the electric leak that holds for about 3 days, as there are species of shark and shark bulk, let's just call them like that, as there are species of sharks and shark bulk, slimes, and other slugs that can sense electricity. The isolating material used dampens that sense. Dampens that activity so that those species can live in Atlantis unbothered. But when a leak happens, the isolator is damaged, and those species sense it pretty far. Sometimes it can still take a day for a leak to be noticed. That's why there is a barrier that holds in electricity for 3 days magically. You need magic engineers to repair those cables, though. Makes for a good job, though. That was actually a really good question, Ark. I like that one. And no, we're definitely going to use magic for a lot of this to reason it out, but also just because it is a city of gods, it is a city of mythical creatures, most of them use magic, and barrier magic is like the specialty of Atlantis. Oh yeah, we should make barrier magic one of the specialties of Atlantis. Atlantis has a magic academy with magic university, actually. You have to have like basic education to attend universities, like obviously, and you need basic education to be able to understand magic and to understand how dangerous magic can be. So only people with an actual basic understanding of danger can go to that university to learn about magic. Because magic is friggin' dangerous. That's the Magic University with a lot of options to make a to get a degree in. The most applied degrees in there are water magic, and barrier magic. It is the specialty of Atlantis, Atlantis' inhabitants. Water and barrier magic. You will find a lot of water and barrier mages inside of Atlantis. Just already because, first, water magic obviously is like the thing that people want to study in the ocean. And barrier magic just because Atlantis is the best place to work in when it comes to barrier magic. Because of a lot of things. Electricity is one of the main things. The other thing obviously being the main barrier outside of Atlantis, trying to replicate that barrier for people that are not gods to be able to use as well, so that they can at least, on a smaller scale of course, use that barrier magic to hide other things from humans, usually. Yes, barrier magic is very dangerous and can go into very, very wrong hands to hide other things. But usually, barrier magic experts want to go in, like, engineering. Barrier magic is the most used magic in engineering. After all, you do want to have effects that apply only sometimes. And for that, you usually need barrier magic. Also, yes, I am a sucker for barrier magic when it's handled well. What else could we add? I don't know. We need a break from lore streaming. Maybe we'll make a second part of the lore stream later today. What can we add? What else can we add? Ooh. Right. Every god has an animal as their symbol, right? And obviously I'm a slime god, so the slime is part of... Yeah. But if I'd have to go for a different animal as a symbol... A god's symbol... A god... Wait. Greek gods and Roman gods. What am I doing? Usually have a symbolic animal. Funny enough, Neptune Aurora has more than one. The slime is their most prominent one, of course. But also, sea pickles, sea slugs, and blobfish are creatures, are animals that can be connected to this small god. If I had a magical power, I would love to be able to create things from dark matter or anything like that. Creating weapons of emergency support beams or a shield or a bridge or over a raging water. That would be cool. Okay, hear me out. I love that. Why specifically from dark matter though? Or do you mean like because dark matter as a term you use for creating out of nothing but with a physical explanation? Is that why you're using dark matter? First, that. Second, if I had magical powers, I have a lot of things that I would love to be able to use, obviously. One of them, yes, creating things out of nothing would be amazing. That would be an awesome power. I would love that one myself as well. But I have a standard answer and I have a very picky answer. My standard answer would be control over water. You might not know, but I like water. Maybe you do know. Maybe it's a bit obvious. Not sure about that though. But if we go into the more like detailed or obscure answer, my answer for what kind of power would you want would be control over temperature. Why specifically temperature? Because I want to be able to go through the rain feeling warm inside and not having to wear a freaking jacket. Because usually a jacket does not fit my build and I don't like it. I feel huge inside of a jacket and I don't like it, okay? I like wearing sweaters. I don't like wearing jackets. I like going into the rain, but I have to take... But for me to not get, like, drenched and getting cold, I would have to wear a jacket. I don't want to wear a jacket, though. So I would like temperature control. Mostly, because I would like to create an aura around me so that I can be safe from temperature. Or to not catch a cold and still wear what I want and stuff like that. Fucking hell. Very passionate about that, though. Actually, that should be maybe something that I could do. Changing temperature of water is a good... Dark matter because I like to use or see things that sound evil for good. It sounds cool theoretically, it is a matter filling the universe light, but very dense and strong. Yes. Oh my god, though. Art, that is a really, really cool thing. I like subverting tropes as well. Well, more, I like reading about subverting tropes. I don't think that I myself subvert a lot of tropes. But it does sound very cool. Theoretic, like, using dark matter for that, for good, sounds awesome. Okay. I just want to make sure that if my avatar as a god has powers, its powers are pre-limited right now. But if you just want to put them on a power scale, they have water control, including the ability to control its acidity, temperature, and density. Mm. Would that be more like liquid control, not water control? I think it would be more like liquid control. But that would be fun. And yes, when it comes to density, it doesn't have to be a liquid anymore afterwards, but I can't control ice. I can make water to ice. I can't make ice to water again. You sound sleepy. Do you need rest? No, it's just more exhausting to just think about all of this. I didn't think that just a few pages would be this exhausting. I'm a little bit sleepy, but it's more that I might need a, you know what? I might need a little break. I might continue this later. Maybe I'll just play some games and I continue later. Honestly, that is a good idea. Also because most people have left chat. It's just you and me right now, Ark. You know what? We can do like lore streams every now and then, right? We are reaching the 3-hour mark in about 15 minutes. So I'll just take a break right now, and I'll see if I can stream a second time later today. You think that's a good idea? Because there is one thing everyone needs to know. If you feel tired, you should rest. If you don't rest at the right time, you will get a burnout. That was really full, but rest might bring new ideas. Exactly. Or maybe I will still stream a second time today. It's still a possibility. Maybe I'll stream today, maybe I'll stream tomorrow. I don't know yet. Well, I will stream tomorrow either way, but you know, maybe I'll stream a second time tomorrow as well. I don't know. For now, we should take a break, though. That is a good idea. Okay, you know what? Yes. Let's take a break. Let's get some rest so that we don't burn out. Let's get some, like a little bit. Maybe not too long. I might just do 2 hours of break, 3 hours of break, and then I'll continue streaming again. Because I want to continue with the lore. It's a lot of fun. It was to be included in your story building. What exactly? Wait. What exactly is part of my story building? Oh, it was great to be included in my story building. Thank you very much for the fantastic ideas, Ark, as well as Turb, who's not here anymore, and Donnie. They had a lot of good, really good ideas. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will probably continue doing this either tomorrow, today, or I'll do another lore stream sometime else, where we're gonna recap everything and then continue brainstorming together, because this is a huge thing. It's the lore of one person. It's the lore of one VTuber. But this can extend to others as well. It's not just me. Cooking the slime nightmare. Oh my god. This is not just me. This is thinking about the future of my channel a bit as well. It's something that we all as a community can build upon. And it's something that I really want to do. So yes, thank you everyone for joining today. I will do something like this very soon again, because it was a lot of fun. Maybe I'll just do another lore stream in the next, as the next follower special. I write down ideas that chat gets. Just when it's not a lore stream, chat can still give me ideas. And I write them down. So that we can have like more to work with in the beginning of the next lore stream. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you guys for brainstorming with me, and I very, very happy to be a VTuber. Thanks to all of you. Thank you, Slimes. Rest well. And I'll see you tomorrow, today later, or tomorrow. Bye bye.